Going to be the Phase 10 Saturday program. The way it's going to work, there is going to be 5 stations. At each station, there'll be 4 rounds. There are going to be 30 seconds of work for the main exercise, and then there's going to be a combo exercise. So 30 seconds of the main exercise, 20 seconds of the combo exercise for 4 rounds. One thing to note with that as well is that the 4th round, we'll skip the combo exercise, so you'll just do the main exercise, and then after that, it will be a 1-minute transition. So 4 combos, and then, or 4 main exercise, and then 3 of the combo exercises within there.
Alright guys, so the first one we're going to do is kettlebell swings. So kettlebell swing, abs tight, glute squeeze, drive those hips back. Start in a heightened position, pull against the bar. We're trying to break it in half, right? Trying to break that bar, snap it to the hips, snap through under control. You want to make it weightless as it gets to this position here. Trying to let it come through hard. We're pulling through the hips hard and then letting it float after that position, okay? From there, modification is kettlebell RDL, drive those hips back. Squeeze the glutes as you come through. Good hamstring pull against that. You're only going to be using kettlebells on this one, so we're using dumbbells for another one. So just make sure that if you need modifications for weights, you can always bring the little guys over and put those on top of there as well. Just want to make sure you put them on the edges there. From there, we have toe touches. So our combo is going to be toe touches. Everybody's doing this one. Drive the hips back, come up, squeeze the glutes violently each time. Control the depth, squeeze the glutes violently each time. Okay, station number 2, we're going to have dumbbell. Doing single arm push press. Because we're doing a push press position, people would actually go a little heavier than they think. We're going to start in the shoulder position, dip your hips just slightly, right? So dip, drive those knees forward. Punch, control. Punch, control. Punch, control. See how a nice little quick drive those knees forward, then use the knees to drive my hips up, explode over top, lock out at the very top position, control back down, dip, and punch. Trying to challenge people to go as heavy as they can. They don't have to jump. Like I do jump because it helps me be a little more powerful. But they just come up on their toes like that as well works too. Okay? So if they can't do that because they have shoulder issues, they can go ahead and do an offset squat here. Squat up and down. Okay? So our exercise we're going to combo that with is crush grip row. So in the crush grip row, you might be able to use the same weight. You don't need to go crazy heavy on this one. Grab a hold, abs tight, glute squeeze, drive the hips back in the RDL position. And now we're just pulling to the belly. Elbows tight. Trying to crush the weight, right? Crush that weight and pull it through. All right, station number 3. First variation is going to be an hourglass for 30 seconds. So hourglass, feet apart, feet together, feet apart, together apart. Right? We're just trying to get that heart rate elevated, moving a little bit on that. So you can't do the jumping on that position. They can always do a step up here, right? So let's do this as this is where we're trying to move the body a little bit. Most people can do a step up, you can do a lateral step up. So we're just going to kind of come over the box and down, right? So this will allow them to move instead of stepping up, or if we're having a chance to trip, we can be easier just be in the middle of it, back and forth, all right? So quick little step over as we go through that. Exercise number 2 that we're going to combo it with is linear or lateral shuffle. So lateral shuffle, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Everybody can do that variation. A big part on this one is making sure people spacing well. So we can space this way, doing an hourglass. We can space this way, using a little bit of the turf too. Just make sure they do a pretty good job spacing because we're going to have dumbbells here in the middle. Station number 4. We're going to be starting out with jump lunges, right?
Yep, jump lunges.
So this is a jump lunge position. So jump lunge here, just switching every single time. 30 seconds is really going to be hard for people, so they might have to start with jump lunges and then go to reverse lunges. So modifications, reverse lunges, switching legs as we go forward, or go through. It's a lot of reps as we go through there. Our modification for that is a split squat. You can either do it in position, or you can touch a wall to get some stability, or you can have sticks here for them as well. Just in position, using that stability, or you can always add a little stability to reverse lunge. So split squat or reverse lunge is going to be that first position. Combo exercise with that. The hardest variation is going to be a skip, so skipping in place, trying to get that heart rate elevated. From there, modification is going to be, if they can't skip, you can't do the jumping position. I'm just going to take that vest bump overhead. So we're going to weight this overhead march, just to give them a little bit more challenge. If they can't jump, this allows them to be a little more challenged, so we want to have some decent sized medicine balls over here for them, okay? Probably somewhere between 8 to 14 pounds would kind of be the sweet spot on that one. And the last exercise we have is going to be a Pallof press and a half kneeling position. So we're going to start down on the pad, Knee that's on the inside is going to be the knee that's going to be down, so knee towards it down, the other foot out in front. I find a lot of people like to put their foot on the side here to lose stability. Try to get it out in front of them so they can get that core tight. I'm digging my toe into the ground. I'm going to grab with the outside hand first and then wrap around, hold to the middle of my chest. So then from here, I'm just moving it in and out. Okay, so if I was to switch sides on this, I would go outside foot first, knee down, grab with the outside hand, wrap around here, and our combo with this is then taking it from this position here to just holding that out position in an ice hold. So now I'm gonna hold 20 seconds, and then come back in for another 30 seconds, right? Hold for 20 seconds, come back in. One of the biggest obstacles you're gonna run into with people is the fact that they're going to get confused when you go to switch with what foot goes what, and you end up with them like this, or you end up with feet all over the place. I don't know if it's the biggest deal if that inside foot is the one that's up, but do try to get the outside foot if you can, okay?
All right, so the finisher for today, the way it's going to work is there's going to be 2 exercises. We're going to do each one for 30 seconds, and then after we do both of them, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. It'll be 30, 30, 10 seconds rest. Then we're going to do that for 4 rounds. So 2 exercises with rest for 4 rounds on this one.
All right, guys, first exercise is going to be push-ups. We're doing 30 seconds of these, just our normal push-up patterns, right? So we have full push-up, abs tight, squeeze, toes dug to the ground, coming all the way down, driving out of the ground. Hardest variation is going to be that full push-up where we create tension the entire time. We can always modify that to a hand release if somebody wants to do full but they're wearing out. 30 seconds of push-ups is a long time, so switching over to hand release is fine as well. Modification, obviously, we go to our knees, use knee pads here, right, coming down, hips cleared, up, down. Get too tired there, then also go hand release. And as far as modification, I don't have a bar set up. We can do an incline on a bar, okay? Making sure you ask people at the end when you go to finish up, anybody need a bar? You can go through and set them up. We have a couple bars set up usually in the back anyway. So, incline push-up for the first 30 seconds. The second 30 seconds, we're going right into it. We're going into dead bugs. So, first variation is a harder, full dead bug, right? Abs tight, everything together, all the way apart. We're challenging that, trying to keep that lower back as tight to the ground as possible. From there, our modification is going to be half dead bugs. We're just going to alternate side to side. Then we'll have a 10-second rest, and right back to those push-ups. We're going to do that for 4 rounds.